Okay, hi everyone. My name's PK, and I am joined here by Maria, who joined the Property Investment Accelerator. I think it was in sort of mid-December 2020, something like that. We're recording this call right here in April. Maria got the property in March, so the January period is pretty low in terms of property listings. So about two or so months. She got this pretty amazing property that she was just telling me about before. So the idea of this video is just to kind of give you guys a sneak peek into what it means to be a client or a student in the Property Investment Accelerator, the types of results that you can expect for yourself, and sort of just really try to add some value to you. Like, I know so many people want to buy properties, so many people have never bought investment properties before, and they just want to have some I think like a confidence booster of, yeah, I actually can do it. This isn't like rocket science. I can get something that's off market, that's under market value, something that's positive cash flow, that doesn't cost me anything to hold. I'm not going to have years of vacancy or tenants trashing my place. Like Maria was just telling me before that she's bought a property for $380,000 in South Australia. It's already tenanted back to the people she bought it from for 380 as well. So that's positive cash flow. That's above a 5% yield. She got it, it wasn't listed on real estate or anything like that. It wasn't technically off market, but she was able to get it with less competition. And yeah, look, I think I was pleasantly surprised to hear that someone else actually offered a different offer on the property, much higher than 380, I think 415, but they weren't willing to rent it back to the vendor. So they accepted Maria's offer. So that just goes to show that if you try to really understand what the vendor is looking for, then in your negotiations, you can get a leg up. So yeah, I just want to say, Maria, congratulations on a pretty fantastic property. Are you happy with are you happy with the property?
Yeah, I'm definitely very happy. I've got it in a good suburb. It's positive cash flow. I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, it was a pretty lucky deal, and with everything that's going on right now, I'm pretty glad what I've secured.
Amazing, amazing. So maybe if we take a couple steps back and just zoom out for a second, you were mentioning that you're very busy, you work and you study at the same time. So just kind of explain, why did you even choose to spend all this money and sign up to the Property Investment Accelerator? Why didn't you just go ahead and do it yourself?
Well, I am just a student, and I don't even have really much family or anything or friends that like invest in property. And even if I have maybe a few, I don't think they fully know what they're talking about. Um, and so I just thought I wanted to get a bit of education, and I found a lot of your YouTube videos and things like that, and I just really liked how like specific you go into how to invest in property and pick the right suburbs and value properties, etc., etc. So I just thought it was very well worth to spend the money now while I'm young and probably gonna use the knowledge forever, to just do it myself. Because I have seen, I've talked to some buyers agents as well. It is quite
Yeah,
expensive, and they don't really teach you what to do.
yeah,
And even if I make a mistake now, and maybe I have made some already, I don't know, but I'll learn from it. And I can only learn more from here. So I just, yeah, wanted to do the course to just work on finding what I wanted myself. So yeah.
yeah. No, congratulations. And like, it's pretty rare. I mean, in hindsight, you probably didn't think it was that hard, but it's pretty rare to find something in a good suburb that will grow in value. And I mean, if
Mm,
you have been tracking the suburb, you know that this is growing,
mm,
10, $15,000 every fortnight.
yeah.
Um, that's positive cash flow at the same time in a capital city. Like, um, like you're kind of in the top 5% of investors, right? Like it's pretty hard to get properties like this.
Yeah.
Um, like, how did you manage that with working? I think, are you full-time working or part-time and studying at the
Um,
same time?
well, I'm actually I'm full-time studying, but my hours are almost full-time work as well.
Yeah.
But it's a casual job.
Hmm.
But I'm also getting sponsored by the Royal Australian Navy. So that's like my full-time job, even though my full-time job's kind of studying. But I just
Yeah.
have an extra job as well, which is like full-time hours. So it's a lot of like work and stuff. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Okay. So you managed to, like, I think that's one of the things that I just want to also touch upon. Um, like, anyone can do this. It doesn't matter how busy you are. You don't need to set aside, like, 15 hours a week. Like, property investing shouldn't become a part-time job, is what I'm trying to
No,
say.
no.
It's just a few hours, maybe 5 hours tops. You
Mm,
set aside a week, and you get the result, and then you
mm,
can bask in your glory.
mm.
So, like, what would you say would be the biggest lesson, or the biggest thing that you took away out of the Property Investment Accelerator, that allowed you to actually get this result? Because everyone's looking for positive cash flow properties. Everyone wants capital growth, something off market, something under market value that they can spearhead into the next investment, but hardly anyone gets it. So, like, what's, like, I know there's many lessons, but what's, I guess, the biggest takeaway that you can share with people?
Maybe one of the big ones is like the short-term growth of certain suburbs, because I would just probably look more at like just looking like I didn't really know anything, looking at suburbs that are growing or stuff like that. But um, like looking at suburbs that have a high supply to demand to supply ratio, things like that. That's like something I never really looked at. It was more just yields, vacancy rates, things like that.
Yeah.
Um, which are also good, but might not give you any equity in the next few years and things like that. So that was probably one big thing, was like the suburb selection side of the course.
Yeah. Yeah. No, clearly, where we buy, it does, as I teach in the course, 70 to 80% of the heavy lifting. And there's no
Mm,
one metric that sort of gives you the magic number of, whether demand exceeds supply or supply exceeds demand. We need to look at things like average vendor discounting, stock on market, developable land, building approval percentages, so many things that go into it that we can then wrap up and say, yes, actually demand does exceed supply, or actually no, supply exceeds demand in this suburb. But that's a great thing. Like, when you actually can fold all those underlying metrics, thresholds, trends, and weightings into a kind of overall view of the suburb, then you can say, look, yeah, this thing is actually going to go up, not in the future because of how close it is to the CBD or amenities or schools, but right now.
mm.
And that's what we're seeing in the suburb that you bought in. No, awesome. And so, like, what would you say? I mean, you're pretty young, you're not in your 30s or 40s or anything like that. Um, like, what would you say to someone who's kind of, you know, um, like around 20 years old, much like yourself, I guess. They want to start property investing. They don't really know how to do it. They've seen other people be successful, um, but they don't want to drop, thousands of dollars on a course, much like mine, because that's kind of their deposit money, right? Like, that's the
Mm.
mindset, I suppose, that a lot of people might have, and you might have had as well. Like, what would be your advice to those sorts of people?
I'm not too sure. Like it depends, I guess, on your situation. But it's definitely worth it to, I think, educate yourself, because the money that you put in now is gonna just compound. So yeah, I guess it depends how much you can save up. Um, but you definitely want to buy sort of the right things, because it's going to make a big difference, especially if you're young, what you get now. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, awesome. And I always say to people, look, there's lots of free resources, much like what you said, Maria, YouTube and others. If you can do it yourself, you should do it yourself. But if you can't do it yourself, if you're feeling overwhelmed or confused, then just finding the right property in the right suburb with a bit of education will lead to, hundreds of thousands of dollars of more growth than if you make a mistake. So from that perspective, it's just something that you should consider. And so kind of lastly, or second to lastly, what's your goal? Like, why are you investing in property? Like, what's your objective over the long term?
Well, I just want to hopefully reach more financial freedom, so I don't have to work every hour just to make money forever. So I want to form a passive income through property investing. So yeah, my goal, I don't have like too much of a specific goal yet. I don't really know. I just see how things go. I've still got ages away. So yeah, I'm just hoping to accumulate a few properties and see how they all perform, and hopefully they grow in value. But I don't have a specific like goal really, just to form some sort of passive income in the future, which I'm sure if I keep doing this, I will get to.
Awesome. Well, you already are generating passive income from this first property, so that's pretty remarkable. No, that's amazing. And so, like, when are you thinking about buying your second property? I know you've not even settled yet this first one, and it's already rented out. But when are you thinking about doing the next one?
Yeah, well, that's something I still have. I've already thought about. Like, I'm just working out, even at the moment, how much I can save every year, and things like that, to hopefully get another deposit, which that would be the worst case scenario if this didn't even grow and I needed to form my own deposit again, like if I couldn't use equity. So I reckon I would start looking again within a year to buy again. So yeah, within a year I'll be looking to purchase my next one.
Cool. And if all goes to well, you probably don't need to fork out too much from your savings. The idea is that this property, once it settles, it actually starts increasing in value, and you can pull the equity out of that. Cool. All right. Well, are you much more confident now and self-reliant, self-dependent I think I barely even helped you for the first one. I think you didn't really even need that much help from me. The course kind of just did the talking for itself. But for the next one, are you confident and comfortable to then find another suburb according to the data, hone it down to the right streets, the right types of property, get it off market, get something that's positive cash flow in a high growth area again? Like, do you think that you can just do this again and again and again?
Yeah, I'm definitely confident. Like, I'm not thinking about it now, but when it's time for me to look again, I'll be going back to the course again. If I need help, I'll talk to you. I have messaged you a few times about little things. But I'll be fine to do that. And I'm already feeling like just confident even to just message heaps of real estate agents, ask heaps of questions, call them. I'll probably be a bit slower next time with trying to get something. I'm probably going to go more trying to find something more, maybe like a struggle, like a person who's just wants to sell for like, I don't know, a distress sort of reason, and get an even better deal. But as I learn more, probably I'll be doing that.
No, cool. Makes sense. The first deal was pretty good in of itself. I was just happy to hear that someone else was going to give 415, which means you got this tens of thousands of dollars less than potential comparable. But positive cash flow, and it'll grow. So no, well done, and congratulations. So just to finish off, I guess, if anyone's watching this video and you're kind of in a situation like Maria, you haven't invested in property, you're not really sure how to go about it, you don't want to make a mistake, and you don't just want another expert to tell you what to do, but you want the data to speak for itself and learn how to interpret the data. The data is way more important than I am. Like, that is what will make you money. Then hopefully this video helped you. I mean, Maria's not alone. There's hundreds of other people just like her using the data through the Property Investment Accelerator. And if you do have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. We'll answer, how she got it off market, how she found this in a completely different state, a high growth area, how she didn't have to catch flights to, to inspect it. All of that was handled for her. We can go into those details in the comments, so feel free to reach out. And if this did add value to you, just leave a like, a love, subscribe if it's on YouTube, and that way more people can watch the video. Well, thanks for making the time, Maria. Really appreciate it after some internet problems. Any last words?
Not at the moment. I just want to thank you so much, PK, for the course. And yeah, to anyone else, just go for it and educate yourself and make the move, because everything's probably just going to keep growing from here. So
yeah, the next 3 years are definitely going to be a really good time to invest in property. So you got in right at the bottom of the market, so congratulations. And yeah, look forward to continuing to help you, Maria.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
It's all good.